We are live. It is the Mina's House podcast, episode 191. I'm Mina. Say what?
Jack Stucky.
Sherlock Homeboy is joining us. You know, he's a real estate agent now. He's all, meeting up. He's doing listings and showings. So he will be joining us. And then Shayna feels sick.
Yeah.
And she might have COVID. And I'm not trying to put that on her. But the reality of the situation is this COVID thing is starting to ramp up like fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are starting to get it again.
And it also feels the same way it felt before. You break a nail and it's like, oh, damn, I think I got COVID. Like everything makes you feel like I got it. I got to get checked out.
Yeah, exactly. So Shayna's like, oh, I've been feeling bad and I got a headache. I said, uh-oh. And she's like, don't play. I will go get a test. I'm like, you should.
Maybe.
Because people aren't wearing masks. Well, people are starting to wear masks again, but people weren't wearing masks for a minute. So if you have COVID, you gonna give it to people, you know?
Yeah.
Back in the day. Well, back in the day, like last month. So doesn't that feel like forever ago?
Well, because I was in Mexico a couple weeks ago and I wasn't wearing a mask there. Then I came back here and it was like, you better put a mask back on. Like it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen now. And I hate it.
Yeah, it changed fast. So let's hop into what's in our feed, because that's literally like what everybody has been talking about on social media. More and more people are starting to get COVID again. DJ Khaled saying that his family has recovered from COVID. Drake saying he has COVID. Jim Jones saying he has COVID. The governor of Texas has COVID. Like it's happening again, where famous people that we know are starting to get COVID. People are starting to require vaccination cards and, masks again and negative COVID tests. Are you feeling like we're going to go into a shutdown again? Like, what do you think? How do you think we're going to handle it this time around?
I do think another shutdown is coming. Like it's almost like it kind of has to happen because like all the signs are there from last time, except it's kind of like for instance, like sports arenas and stuff like that. Like they're trying to come up with creative ways. Like the MLB, they did something, and like a lot of different sports arenas are trying to do different things, but it's like you guys are kind of like just prolonging it. Like it's gonna happen again. Like, and I think that that's the scary part because we've seen what this did before, like as far as like crippling the economy and like putting people out of jobs and everything. And I don't think people want to go through that again. But it's like we're not doing anything to be proactive either. Like we're just like, oh, let's wear masks, but like now we're wearing masks and crowding up together, which are things that we weren't able to do before. So it's kind of looking like it's gonna have to be a shutdown in order for us to get back to normal.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like we just opened up and there's so many businesses and so many people that are now back to work and in the office, and they're doing a lot of hybrid, like a couple of days in the office, a couple of days at home, and a lot more people are starting to do that. So I actually think we're going to start moving backwards, whereas like we're going to go back to like, okay, you can work from home, even with the new restrictions. Like one of my jobs sent me an email today saying that we need to sign a form. We need to submit our vaccination card. And if we don't submit our vaccination card, we have to submit weekly. We have to do weekly testing and we have to send it to them if we're going to be in the office.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's keeping people safe, but then it's like kind of like, and it's kind of an invasion, but like it's kind of one or the other. You got to do something. Like I recently had relatives pass from COVID, and it's kind of like one of those things. While I hate that people are mandating vaccinations, there are a lot of people who I know who are relatives of mine who won't get vaccinated. So it's just kind of like you got to do something. And if you're not going to get vaccinated and you're not going to wear the mask, like maybe you should be getting tested more often so that we know that you don't have anything, because you're not stopping being in people's faces too either. So it's like, you got to do something.
Yeah, but I almost don't trust like the vaccination cards because they shipping in illegal vaccination cards from China in bulk.
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. I don't understand that. Like I would much rather people get tests, even though the tests aren't 100%, but I would rather you test yourself for COVID, because even if you have the vaccination, you can still get COVID and still be in the crowd with people with your COVID hands spreading COVID. So it's like, I don't like
Why I
the whole
think
vaccination thing that's going on right
that's
now.
why I think a shutdown is necessary. And I can go for my own negligence. I remember I was going to St. Lucia and you had to have a COVID test 3 days before. So I took the COVID test, and then literally that same night is the night we went out to dinner. So it was just kind of like you take these tests, but then if you're still doing stuff, it's like you still run that risk of carrying COVID around with you. So like really the only way to get away from this stuff is to do a shutdown. And maybe only for like 2 weeks or so. Like I hope it's not like I can't even tell you how long we were shut down before.
Like
Maybe
two
like,
months, two, three
yeah, but
months.
I think maybe like 2 weeks where everything's closed, but plan it out though. Like let us know this is what's about to happen so that we could get what we need to get and take care of what we need to take care of. And then maybe we can try it that way. Because last time was chaos because we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. I just hope we don't shut down again. I hope people are more open to like following the rules and actually getting the vaccination and getting a real vaccination card instead of trying to cheat the system and get a fake one, because those are the people who are going to ruin it. Like the people that are trying to like scam the system and not get it, and find ways to like, get the vaccination card so you can move around but not really get the vaccination, because you're going to put these other people at risk because you're over here saying you're vaccinated but you're not.
Yeah, for sure.
And Garnett joins at the perfect time.
Gang.
Because I'm wondering, I know that all of us on the pod are vaccinated except for you. How do you feel about like more people getting like COVID right now, and now different jobs requiring vaccination and proof of vaccination? If you don't have proof, you got to submit a test. Are you on board with all of this? Are you going to follow the rules?
Well, first of all, I just felt like you snitched on me, because if they out here carding people, then yeah. So we not even gonna go there. But I just came back from Jamaica, and man, this COVID stuff is a little crazy. Wagwan, brethren, wagwan. Yeah, it's.
How long were you out there? 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days. Listen.
You became a real estate agent. Now you jet setting. You was in Florida, Jamaica. What the hell is happening?
We out here trying to live life. That's all.
Not mad at it.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely understand as far as like carding people and doing all that stuff. I'll just have to get a card laminated from somebody else's results. Vaccinated, but I'll say that out loud. I put that on paper. I have no reason to get vaccinated, and this last week just proved it. So in order to go to Jamaica, you have to get a COVID test 72 hours before you get on the flight, right? That's the latest you can, or earliest you can get it. Okay, cool. You get to Jamaica. So this goes for everybody that's on the resort. And like literally everybody that's on the resort, you have to have a COVID test. Yeah. So everybody that's there tests negative. And I told my butler this exactly. I had a butler, had two of them. Shout out to Lennox and Kamal. They were the guys. You understand? They held it down for Royalton Resort. But yeah, so they're saying, hey, listen, in order, when you go to the lobby or go to these main places to go get some food, you gotta wear your mask. And I said, well, everybody's here has has a negative test. Like, what sense does that make?
You're like, one of those. Why wouldn't you just put the mask on, Garnett?
No. I did put the mask on.
Okay.
But that's because I was hungry. But but at the end of the day, he's like, yeah, in a swimming pool, you don't have to do it. It's like, so what? Like Lennox, let me know tell me how that makes sense.
I think a lot of that is because while, like, yes, you're right. Like everybody who's there, they have been vaccinated, and like they're usually
not vaccinated.
Not vaccinated, but COVID tested or whatever, and they're not leaving the resort for the time that they're there. However, the employees are leaving the resort, so because they could be carriers of it. Like they wouldn't be in the swimming pools and stuff, so it kind of protects you when you're around them for the most part. That's why they're asking you to do the mask. And I will say one thing you said that was really funny because I didn't think about it like this. Like now, like COVID has become the new alcohol. Like, how you go to a bar or something like that, and sometimes they'll card you, sometimes they won't. It's like, it'll be like, you don't look like you're vaccinated. Like, you don't look like you're 18, so I gotta see your card.
Nah, yeah, I'm definitely getting one off of somebody else's results because I'm not.
But you don't feel like compelled to get it at all. Like when you hear like how it's like making like as the kids would say, it's spinning the block. You know,
No. Because I mean, I live life. I passed the negative test to come back. I've been living this way. I haven't had it yet. I'm still knock on wood, but that's just I've been living life. I've been doing me. I don't think that I should go and like get that, especially when Juvenile, is vax that ass up is like spoke song for it. Come on now, don't let's come on, let's be serious.
First of all, that was so they could relate to certain people that don't want to get the damn vaccine.
Relate my a no, I'm not trying to hear that. That should not. They threw him a bag to try to relate. It's like, nah, don't come into our communities because we don't want to take them. Let's find these stats, the real ones, not the ones that y'all just keep putting out there saying that COVID this, COVID that. Like, nah, like.
But you do think it's real though. You do think it's
no,
something.
I mean, I definitely think it's real because people are getting sick and have gotten sick from it. So, I'm not oblivious to that at all, but I do look at it, well, it's which one may be a little worse, maybe not now, but maybe down the line. Because right now everything is in the moment. Yeah, you can go get this vaccine, but if 5 years later they tell you the vaccine is giving you something, then was that a really smart decision? I don't know.
Garnett, you have thousands of vaccines in you. Like you have to take a whole bunch of them when you're born. Like, and I don't understand people when they say that. Like you have hella vaccines. If you ever got the flu shot, like anything, like
that's without my choice.
But also, like the drink that you're currently drinking, like you don't know everything that's in there. You don't even care what's in there. So, like, why is it such a big deal to get the vaccination?
Because that is not the choice that I want to make.
But you don't know what your choice you're making though. Like you're literally drinking whatever, and you have no idea what you're putting in your.
So we can do the exact same thing on the flip side, right? You don't know what you're drinking, but you didn't get a vaccine for it, did you? So we're actually on the same.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I don't want to get this vaccine because I don't know what's in it. Because I eat stuff all the time that I have no idea where it came from or what's in it. And like for me, it's just one of those. I just am like one of those people that I'm like, I would never say I'm not gonna get this because I don't know what I'm putting into my body or whatever. When like in general, we live in America, we don't know what we're putting in our bodies ever. Like we don't care really what we're putting in our bodies. So it's kind of sometimes it's a little like, well, why are we taking this stance now? Because we generally don't care.
We're literally eating things that are carcinogens. They give you cancer every day, and people are worried about the vaccine.
That is a super fact. Yes, because that don't come with a theme song from fucking Juvenile.
What are you talking about? It literally just put Sweetie's meal at McDonald's, and it came with a theme song.
You're right. She definitely was in there looking mad beautiful and scrumptious.
Yeah, you gonna go right to McDonald's just like I did and get the damn Sweetie meal, but you're not gonna get the vaccine. I don't understand.
No. It's because the vaccine is not delicious. You saw them golden fries. Them fries have been delicious for years. What are you talking about?
I don't know about that, Garnett, because for right now, actually, they're giving out free Eagles tickets for people who get the vaccine today.
I'm talking about. You know how wild that is? Why are you giving me stuff just for taking this damn vaccine?
Because some people are literally will not make a choice for their health and for the health of others. They will make a choice for incentive. Pay me, give me something. It's sad.
Listen, don't you know? I'm pretty sure your grandparents told y'all if somebody's offering you something without you even doing something, you should like second guess that. You should really like look at that. What do you want from me?
I want you to take the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm good off of it. I'm good. Backs that ass up is not for me. I like back that ass up, the original version.
Yeah, with a mask on for the rest of our lives.
No, I won't have a mask on for the rest of my life. They just want to put me on my own island.
We're in the same age bracket. Like how old are you?
Yeah.
31.
We're the same age. Like we're not. It's not even like, oh, this is some young guy saying this. Like we're the same age.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but he represents a real group of people who literally it's about just I don't want to do that. Like literally you can give them every reason. They'll give you excuses for why they don't want to do it. And then you can give them a reason for every excuse and debunk their excuse. And it's still about, well, this is my choice.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this.
He's not as bad as some of the other people I've come across, though. I will say that.
Because I'm not holding anybody's feet to the fire, and I don't feel like anybody should hold other people's feet to the fire as well. If that's somebody's decision.
That's hard for me. Like, I literally just had relatives pass by it this week, and it's very difficult when people say, like, I don't want to do it, because like I blame people like that for them dying, because like they literally weren't leaving the house and the people were coming around them, and that's the reason why they called it. And that's difficult for me to be like, oh no, it's no big deal. People don't want to get vaccinated.
Listen, and my condolences to you and your family. So, I won't honestly,
this went so left.
No. Honestly, I wouldn't even do, anything like that. What I will just say is everybody has a decision. I don't think that you push things on anybody. Either way of the coin, I don't think should be pushed. I think it should be more just respected. It is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, normally, we're very respectful on this podcast of people's freedoms and their right to do what makes them comfortable. I think this is just this particular situation is different because you can literally affect someone else. Like you can like your personal decisions can make someone else sick or change someone else's life. So I think that's why this is a little bit different. Like everybody does have the right to make their own choice, but like say I'm around you, Garnett, and then God forbid you get it and you're asymptomatic and now I get it and I'm really sick, like you just affected my life because of your personal choice. So it's hard because
hold on, because just because you get vaccinated don't mean that you can't catch it.
Yeah, but you're not gonna die from it.
Yeah, but if I caught it, right? Like, I mean, if I'm explaining this right, that would mean you would have to get vaccinated, not me, right?
If you caught it, you could still give it to me, and then I probably wouldn't have a bad reaction because I am vaccinated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, it's just a matter of because your decision affects other people, whether they're vaccinated or not. I think that's the scary part about this, So, and in like what Dexter is saying is like, they were doing the right thing. They were doing, doing what was required of them, and they still ended up being affected by other people's choices. That's what's frustrating about this,
Wagwan.
But to each his own. Let's move on because I knew we were gonna get a little testy with this.
That wasn't testy. That was very healthy.
It was.
I always appreciate some banter with Dex.
Well, for Dex, it's very personal. So, when you lose someone from this, it hits you differently.
Yeah, especially because this wasn't the case before. Like I had nobody who was affected by it the last time this is here. This is like now, which is kind of crazy because there's actually a vaccination now and there's, stuff we could do and it's still happening. It's like serious.
Were they vaccinated? If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
One was not.
Wow. So someone passed away even with the vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I mean, we just don't even know. We're thinking we're getting protected with a vaccination and we don't even know how it's going to affect us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming inside, y'all. I've been outside. I'm coming inside now. I don't know if I'm going to go out anymore.
Luckily, the weather's getting a little weird, so we don't have to worry about it being nice outside. Like, we could just be cold in the house.
Yes.
One of the homies just got vaccinated and he got strep throat. I don't even know what that means, but I'm good off of him. At least him right now. He not allowed over here.
He got strep throat from the vaccine? I don't understand.
I don't know if it's from, but it was shortly afterwards. I don't know.
You know what, though? Maybe like his body was busy fighting, the vaccine or whatever, or building up the antibodies. And then maybe his immunity went down a little bit and couldn't protect him from, I think is it a virus that's strep throat? It's a bacteria. It's a bacteria. Yeah. It's streptococcus. It's a bacteria. So maybe like his body just couldn't fight that bacteria because it was busy building up, antibodies from COVID. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying.
He should have left his body alone. That's what
You're
I say.
terrible. All right, let's talk about Lizzo. Because social media has been attacking this girl ever since she put out her new song Rumors. And she's very like unapologetic about who she is and her body all the time. But I think this song really just kind of sets it over the top because she's saying like, whatever it is y'all saying about me, I'm that. Whatever rumor you got to say, it is what it is. Whatever you say is what the truth is. Kind of like in like a kind of I don't give a F way, right? But then people started dragging her on social media, calling her racist things like mammy, which is completely racist. And like, why would you even call somebody that? And I really wanted to talk about why people are so disturbed by her. Like, I get why people are disturbed by Lil Nas X. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's right, but I get why people are disturbed by it. They think that their kids are going to be gay and all this other stuff or whatever, you know. But why are people disturbed by a woman being overweight in a bikini? Like, I don't understand. If you don't like it, just don't look. Like, why do people attack this girl?
Talk your talk,
Dexter.
Because you be setting me up. Because this is the thing. I was about to be pro Lizzo on this. You're going to say, don't look. And it's kind of hard to miss.
But Dexter, I don't understand why she gets the backlash that she gets to the point where people are making her cry on the internet. They're calling her racist things. Like, is what she's doing really like upsetting your core to the point where you want to attack her to the point where she's crying?
I think it's like a double whammy because the same thing that made her who she is, like famous and like sought after and stuff like that, is becoming her demise as well. Like she would jump out there and she would have on nothing, basically. Her first album cover, she was butt naked on the album cover. Like this is what she does. And I think a lot of people loved her for that. And they really got behind her because of that, because she's a full figure woman and she was embracing like her body. However, if you're going to do that and then you present this attitude like, I don't give a damn what anybody has to say about me, this is what it's going to be, you have to know that everybody's not going to just agree with it. Like some people are going to be like, I don't like it. And the same way you're screaming body positivity, like they're looking at you like you're unhealthy. We don't like what we're looking at, so forth and so on. You can't have it both ways. You can't only be celebrated for throwing this body out there and then get mad when people criticize you over it to the point where you're now crying and saying that it's affecting you, that people are being nasty towards you. Because if someone is supporting you and they look at you and you're putting your body out there and they're like, shoot, I'm the same way. I'm glad this girl's speaking up because I want to embrace my body too. Now you're sitting there saying that these people are affecting you, the trolls are affecting you, whatever. But what about all the people who are cheering you on? Like you just ignore them because you're getting in your feelings about something that you say you don't care about.
That was some good literature right there, my guy.
Well, I just don't understand why. Like, I mean, putting your body out on social media is kind of something everybody does, right? But like nobody cares when Ari, Moneybagg Yo's girl, is doing it, or Jada, Lil Baby's girl is twerking on the gram. Like she's literally doing what every other girl is doing, and then she gets like a different backlash because of her body type. It's like I don't think it has to do with the fact that she's putting her body out there and she's half naked. It has to do with the fact that she's overweight. Because people don't have a problem when it's these other girls that have gotten their body done 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a problem with that nudity.
I feel like they attack those girls too for their body. I mean, like there's a group of people that like attack like people talk about the BBLs all the time. Remember that video came out and they were like laughing at all the girls. I think it was like Miami or something like that. They were all in those wheelchairs and there was like no wheelchairs for anybody else because all the girls who just had the surgery were in them. Like I just feel like with body image, like we're just not at a place where we're accepting of people's different body images in society. We're just not there. And honestly, I don't think we're ever going to be there. And that's the reason why, like we talk about Lizzo, we say all these bad things about her and her body. And then we wonder why these women rush to go get Brazilian butt lifts and liposuction and stuff like this. Like, this is why, because like you can't win. And even the girl Coi Leray, like she doesn't have all the body that these other girls have, and people still bully her. And it's like, there is no winning with these people. Like they're like people say they want natural bodies, but a lot of bodies can't naturally get the way that your desirable natural body looks like. So like they're going to attack them. And it sucks for these people. And it's always women too. It really sucks for them.
Yeah, people are conditioned. A lot of these responses, I agree with what both of you said. This condition is just like being in elementary school at the schoolyard, and it's the fat kid that quote unquote, can't defend themselves even when they're doing well. Somebody has something mean to say, and that's the only thing that they have to say. So the way I look at it is, you kind of win it. If that's the only thing they got to say about you is the pure obvious, but if you don't care, then you won. They can't crack on your teeth. They can't crack that you're not intelligent. They can't crack to say, you can't take care of yourself. That whatever the case may be, it's just the image that shows up every day.
Yeah.
And as far as her, not liking it and breaking down, even strong people have they, tough times, and it's human to have self doubt. The most confident person in the world sometimes going to second guess, especially when you hear this every day, all day. So I know, it's it's crazy to have to deal with, and to go with what Dex said. Even when you're, I guess, skinny in a sense, like I get cracked on all the time for being skinny, but I turn it around. I tell people I'm 6'4", 220. I don't care because I really feel like that. So you really can't tell me too much for what it is, but that's just me, But it's almost like, even if you have the perfect body, it's still going to be people talking about you that just let you know it's angry people in this world that's just going to say stuff no matter what. There
Yeah.
are a collect few people that, they'll do it just on the body type for what it is. But the majority of people, they just want to bully people on the internet. I think like we just know that already, whether it's cancel culture, whether it's people, making people change their names, whatever the case may be. If you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So, once you show a little chink in your armor and make something like quote unquote rumors, or respond, to a specific DM or a specific message, if I know I can get a rise out you doing this, I'm going to just go in. Like, that's how Twitter became like super popular. I control people. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to continue to do it, because now I'm important in the world that once I close my laptop or turn off my phone, I really don't even exist. But if I'm on it all day, I'm that guy or I'm that girl. So, for the most part, a lot of people are just angry, and we need to pray for them, not for the person that's out here showing their body. I mean, we gotta pray for both of them, but
terrible.
no, because I mean, listen, enough is enough too. I mean, damn, like how much you want? You went to the Lakers game with your ass out, Lizzo.
I will say it's funny you're in my head, because I'm like, I have not always supported her nudity. For that situation, it wasn't because I felt uncomfortable with her body.
It's there.
I don't feel uncomfortable with her body. I just think that setting wasn't the correct setting to have it all out.
Yeah.
But I do think it's unfortunate that you wake up in the morning and you feel confident about your body, even if, it doesn't look like everyone else's body. And then you put it out on the internet and out to the world like everybody else is doing. And you get a negative response. Like, even if you're a confident person and you like what you see in the mirror, you're going out into the world and presenting yourself because you feel confident. And then the world is attacking you. I don't care how strong you are. You're not going to be able to deal with all that negative criticism, because she literally said, I don't, I forgot the exact quote, but she literally said, like, the world that I love literally doesn't love me back. Like, something. Why are you rolling your eyes, Dexter? Like, she's out here saying, I love my body, I love myself, I'm putting it out here. And it's like, literally, people are just hitting her with hate. Like, how could you love yourself if people tell you you're ugly?
I can tell you one thing. If for me, like, everybody's not going to like me. I'm a very acquired taste kind of person. But
I like you.
I can guarantee you, I will never, ever, ever in my life sit up and give feedback to people who tell me negative things about myself. Like you'll never know. Like one thing, like Garnett said, your grandmom told you never just take anything from anybody without knowing what's come from. One of the things my grandmom always told me is to never let them see you sweat. Why are you letting people see you cry and sweat? You literally are picking up a phone, recording it to tell these people that they're hurting your feelings. You think they're going to stop?
Maybe it's to show, you know, her struggle. And
they don't care. Like the thing is, like you already have supporters, and you know there are people that support you. Why don't you just focus on those people? Because if you tell these people that you're hurting my feelings by calling me fat and all this stuff like this, they're never going to look and be like, damn, I'm hurting Lizzo's feelings. Let me stop. They're going to be like, we're getting a rise out of her. Let's keep going. Like, because now they're important in her life. They're in her head. And you can't have people get in your head like that.
When I interviewed her, she said, and you know, I understand this. I'm a Taurus. She's a Taurus as well. So you can have 10 positive comments and that one negative comment sits in your side like a thorn. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real, yo. What?
Off the internet, like you 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you can't even look at what the person who's talking about you looks like. You can't even go to their page. They have a private page. They have no followers. They have no friends. Nobody likes them. But you are going to let that sit with you.
You need to be her coach, Dex.
I don't even think this is like a zodiac sign thing. I think it's literally.
I just said that because we can be sensitive. That's kind of like a Taurus thing. You know? Like we're tough and confident, but we can be sensitive. That's the only reason why I said that.
Yeah, I just think people have to. It's rough. Like it's just human nature. Like you are going to pay attention to somebody who's like, hold on, you don't like me? Why? It takes enough of that, or just the the wherewithal to be like, hey, listen, yeah, I may be down for the second, but it's a second. For these next minute, let me pump myself back up. Let's reinsure that. Let's go, even if it's going back to read the other 10 comments that are super great, or just saying, you know what, that person wrong. Like, I mean, I had somebody earlier today. I don't even know if they were serious or not, but I ended up posting something on the internet, and it was, me dressed up in a costume, basically showing a house, and that's my approach to being a realtor. That's something different that's going to make me stand out. And, it was a bunch of praises and funny things. And yeah, there was one person who was like, yo, you're not going to sell no houses doing that. Where, like I said, I don't think it was necessarily a jab at the actual, you're not going to sell a house, maybe that particular character, or just saying like, joking around, like, it's, you dressed up as a quote unquote, like crackhead, like who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? But I had to take a second to look at it, because just reading it, I don't know how that person's actually delivering it. But good thing for me, I know the person. So I know exactly how that person's probably doing it. But for that split second, I had to, okay, that was a little side of my thorn, but nah, he wrong. Like at the end of the day, it's
about mental toughness, though. Everybody doesn't have that mental toughness. It's literally like a tactic. Like when something negative is happening, for you to turn it around and actively train yourself to think positively. Literally, this is stuff that people learn in therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like how to be mentally tough and just block everything out. So everybody doesn't have that. Some people need to be taught, So it is definitely like a mental toughness thing, just like blocking those people out and focusing on the positive. But it's hard. Everybody can't do it,
Or lean into it. That's what I do. I like to lean into it. Like mention it. If somebody says, like when they said it, it's like, oh, well, what do you mean by that? And give them the stage that they want for a minute, and then just dismiss them.
Right.
I mean, her it may be a little hard though, because she'll be doing it all day. So.
All right. Quickly, I wanted to talk about Safari, because I can't even believe at this point that this is real. Like I'm starting to think that this is really for like the reality TV show. I just cannot believe that this guy is literally this like bad of a father, and this like irresponsible as someone's husband and the father of two. Like this guy on Love and Hip Hop literally walked out of his baby shower because he said he didn't like the energy in the room. I guess Erica had stuff to say and literally left his child's baby shower. This is after Erica gave birth to this child. She was in the NICU, well, this was before that. So literally, we're starting to see kind of like through this reality show how irresponsible he's been even before him not being in the NICU with his child and being in Jamaica. Like I can't believe this is real. This has to be for TV. I just cannot believe a man a man can be this irresponsible.
Well, I believe it. It happens every day. I think a lot of times it's just not on TV. I will say though, when I watched the clip, I was shocked because for me, I think I was more so shocked, not because he did it, but because he did it with a camera crew around. Like, that he's going to be on TV. Like it's, how sometimes like a lot of these guys, they do the same stuff. Like they don't show up to the baby showers. They are out of the child's life, but nobody really knows. You did this and you saw like the camera crew right there in your face. People are holding cameras, whatever. And you still were just like, I don't like this. I'm going to leave. And he actually said, I'm going to leave and go to Jamaica. And it's like, your wife is pregnant. Like, what are you talking about?
Miami.
Yeah. And then all the other people on the show, guys, are looking at it like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then I saw he posted a picture. He was on the beach by himself. And he said, me sitting with the only people who care about me. And it's just like, that is a level of narcissism that like is like beyond me. Like that is just, it's sick.
So you think he's a narcissist? Because the reason why I can't believe it is this is a married man. This is not like this is Safari. Like we've been watching this guy on reality TV. We think we know his personality, his character. He seems pretty responsible, like his mother. Seems like she raised a good, she gives him good advice, tells him to keep it off social media. I can't fathom a man that you would think is a good guy and then does stuff like this.
And also just one more thing, we saw this whole story like play out. Like we saw their wedding. We saw like him talk at exhaustion on every interview before these two even got together, how he wants to be married, how he wants children. And it's like, you got everything you wanted. And this is how you behave now.
I'm still falling for this, man. Y'all still, what's the Mona Scott is still getting y'all with this?
You think it's fake?
She is the greatest soap opera writer of like our generation. Like this is the new, like what's the soap operas that used to like come on like
Days of Our Lives?
Yeah, like this is what it is, just with people from our culture. It's like, come on now.
But it really wasn't in the NICU when she was. They were posted like in real life when the shows went. Well, I don't know if they were filming at that time, but she was saying that.
Even that's not real though. You know how the internet, like you can.
That's real, Garnett. What you mean?
Listen.
She took a picture of the empty seat.
And we knew he was in Jamaica because he was taking pictures in Jamaica.
I know why? Because you have to sell a show. It goes across the board.
Wow.
We was talking about incentives for vaccines. It's incentives for not being at that baby shower. That's what it is.
Well,
go ahead.
He's a better reality star than I would be, because there's no way I'm throwing my reputation, and her too. Like there's no way I'm throwing my reputation.
Okay, so that's the difference, right? You think they have a reputation. You think so. I don't think that they may even think so. Like, and this is no disrespect to their careers or anything like that, because they've both done great things respectfully for, providing for their family, doing what they got to do. So I would never do that to them. But in the sense of like, I don't know, we don't know, what's their next step after this.
Yeah, that's true.
No one knows. So when you put that out there, you're able to do a certain thing. It's hard for people like, and this is why, rappers get like a bad rap in a sense, because it's like, if you're not on TV or if you're not, in the public eye, then you seem like you fell off. I can't see you looking crazy or like being an Uber driver. You can make more money as an Uber driver. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, you make $300,000 a year as an Uber driver, but you're not on TV. People gonna be like, yo, he an Uber driver now.
Which they did to Young Jock. That's true.
Not even though like he was like
He only
partnering
did
up
that
with
once,
somebody.
y'all.
But I said, but when the pictures came out of him in the Uber drive, it was like, oh, he fell off this, that, and the third. So, and we really didn't know like what the situation was.
Right.
No one knows. No one knows. So it's like it's more for that like quote unquote
What about your kids
thing.
though? Like your kids are gonna get older and see like this is what happened. Like, how do you explain that to them?
But this is what I'm talking about. Who knows if that's like a real thing where that could have been something for a day. The baby shower could have been the day before.
That's what I'm saying. Just can't. I can't believe this is real. I mean, it looks real, but I this is too much. This is too much.
Mona is great.
I don't even know these people, and I'm like invested, and I'm like, this guy is trash.
Give her props. You understand? Mona knows what she doing. She know how to dangle the carrot. She know what she doing to make sure her TV show gonna get them views, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. People gonna tune in. But come on now.
All right, well, let's get into our topic for today. I want to talk about the vaccination, but we already talked about that and, requiring all of that. But
that ass up.
I shut up. I was wondering, with social media and everything, there's been like a lot of rumors that like different rappers and the girls that they're dating, they're breaking up. And then people always go to social media to see if all their pictures are there. And then it's like, oh, so-and-so deleted all the pictures of so-and-so. I wanted to know, like, when you break up with someone, like, should you delete their pictures off your page? Like, what are the rules for that?
I think you should.
What?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think when you break up with someone 9 times out of, and really break up with them, not like we're taking a break from each other. Like when you really break up with someone and that situation's over, like you don't need reminders of it. Like there's no need to remind yourself, to remind them, or to remind anybody else of that specific situation. So just remove it. And then when you move forward in your life and you start posting new things, like that takes that space. It fills that void that takes away. Like I actually saw a girl today that I know who, like, she's in a new relationship. She posted it with her and the guy, whatever. And I think it's great that you're doing that. But if it doesn't work out, there's no need to keep that up. Like, because right now they're on a trip together. And I think that what'll happen is you'll see those pictures. It reminds you of the trip and the times that you had with that person or whatever. And then it's like, oh, you're falling back into it. But you broke up for a reason. Make sure you're broken up and just move forward from it.
I don't understand that. That's like acting like this person was never in your life. Like this person was in your life. You guys experienced things together. Yeah. You move on. I mean, why would you delete your time that you spent with someone?
You can be in my life. You don't have to be on my Instagram. Like, you don't have to live there.
So do you think it's appropriate that like years later maybe you post a picture with your ex and be like, yo, throwback Thursday?
No, that's unacceptable.
So it's literally kind of like the same thing, almost by leaving it there. Because people gonna go back.
I just don't get it. Like if you scroll all the way back, there's still pictures there of me and my 5-year relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, I don't understand the point of that. Like it was there, it went up, like why are you scrolling back that far anyways? Like
I'm a creep.
Like you broke up with someone, just like focus on your future posts and not posting the person.
But if you're with a new guy and he goes back that far, he's like, why is this still up? Take this down. Then what do you do?
I mean, I'll take it down if he asks me, because I understand why that would make him uncomfortable.
And what if he says I shouldn't have to? Yeah, you say you understand why it would make you a new guy. Okay.
Right, but it's like this happened in my life. I'm not going to delete it. Like that's stupid and petty. I feel like if it makes your new situation uncomfortable, then I would say yes, because it's a reminder of that time. But like if I break up with someone, am I going and scrolling past freaking for 5 years, deleting every picture? Like that's dumb. How about if it's like a picture of you, me, and my mom or my family? Like you lived in my life. We experienced things together. Like if I'm single, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand why people go and delete every single picture. And then half of y'all gets it back together anyways. So you don't scrub your whole damn Facebook, Instagram profile of this person's picture, and you back with him anyways. Look at Khloe Kardashian. Like we gotta make nothing is permanent a lot of the times.
you gotta make new memories.
And those could be for future posts. I just don't understand it. I think it becomes like a knee-jerk reaction when people are mad. They just go in and like block, which I understand the block, but block, delete, like that's I just think that's petty. I just
It's
like,
also
why would you?
perception though. It's
What?
perception. I said it's perception because what if, somebody look and be like, damn, is she still with this person?
Yes.
Because why is he still there? Like, what's going on? Like,
not over him? Wow.
In the world of Instagram, right? If Instagram was a world of like you're hanging out with people, it's like, yo, she's still hanging with her ex. Like, it's no way that they're not broken up.
Or having sex.
Right. What? I listen, I have posts that I put up for my exes. They're still there. I mean, what is the point of going back and deleting it? Like, who's scrolling back except for trolls that want to say, oh, are there still pictures of them together? Let's see when was the last picture that they took together to calculate how long they haven't been together. Like, that's crazy.
No, it's not. That's somebody that's really trying to shoot their shot in a strategic point.
Or maybe it's a girl that's like, I think he's cheating on me. I'm gonna go and see if he's posted pictures. Okay, she liked this thing. Let me click on her page. Let me scroll through. And they scroll through and they see him in pictures with you. They're like, I knew it. And now you mess up his relationship, his new relationship. Take that man down.
They're all there. They're not going nowhere. Y'all there. Listen, the thing, I think people need to be more selective about who they post up there, because that's really what the problem becomes. Y'all posting any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and that's why y'all got to delete photos, because you got to erase the evidence. If you were more selective about the people that you were putting up on your Instagram, and these were actually meaningful people that meant something in your life, you wouldn't feel the need to scrub them from your page, because regardless if we're not together or not, you still were a significant person in my life, and you're there.
Yeah, because you're not gonna have me out here looking crazy. You gotta come down.
You married, so it's different. I'm talking about single people. Like, you're single. Are you going through and deleting like all of your ex's pictures?
You are gone. Never knew her. She's dead to me. And you know what's crazy though? I did that. I mean, I posted like pictures of my prom date or whatever, and now I can't find any prom pictures because like she made me mad. We're broken up. I threw all my prom pictures in the garbage can. Now I'm like, damn, I don't got no pictures from prom.
Look at that. See, you tried to delete her from your life when she was part of your life. It's okay to be like, this person was part of my life and it's just not working out no more. And it's like, I just don't understand it. And I think it's like, you tell on yourself. Like, you're telling people what's going on with your relationship, because they'll go back and they'll be like, oh, look, she deleted all the pictures. People are crazy.
No, that's I feel like both points are valid. I think one has a explanation. Like, one, you gonna have to explain that to somebody. Like, that's all as far as I mean it. Like, that's gonna have to be a conversation. Well, yo, I thought you still was with such and such because he's on your page, and it's like, oh no, and
he's on my page 12 years ago. What like, or whatever, like 7 years ago, or
healthy relationship. You just don't want to be on there no more. They don't know.
This is old. Like, who cares?
he opted out of that Instagram contract.
I look cute. Why would I delete this picture? I look fucking bomb. No.
I was about to say that ain't no picture that damn great. Have you be like, yeah, you know what? This gotta stand. Did you see my lashes? Like my eyebrows in these pictures just were phenomenal. Nah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's safe to say y'all deleting pictures. Okay.
For sure.
Well, all my men's is up there. Okay.
There's a button for that too. It's just called archive. You don't even have to delete them. You can always bring them back later.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do all that? I'm like,
if you're going through the process, if you're going through the process of going through and deleting the pictures every time y'all get into it, just archive them. If y'all get back together, I'm sure Chloe does this. Archive them when y'all get back together. Just bring them back out.
Oh my god!
Go from 300 posts to about 25, and then back to 300.
Plus a new one.
I hate y'all.
301.
All right, that wraps up our 191st episode of the Mina's House podcast. Hopefully Shayna's okay and she feels better and she doesn't have COVID, because on the group on the pod group chat, we were like, I was like, Shayna, I hope you don't have COVID. And she was like, don't put that on me. I'll go get a test. Girl, you better.
Get that test, Shayna. You understand? CVS got it for the low. Actually, for the free. And
they got the vaccine too. You might want to check that out, Garnett.
I do not.
Garnett, you can do a 2 for 1.
No.
Garnett, you gotta do it like it's your B-day, baby. Nope. Do it like it's your B-day.
You will not vax that ass up over here. You understand?
Thank you for watching and listening. I'm Mina. Say what?
Oh, it's me. I'm Garnett Briscoe.
Dex Stucky.